Hi, I'm Kinka, Synth DIY guy. I'm here with Vinicius Electrik. It's a company based in Pennsylvania. The designer is a Brazilian designer called Vinicius Brazil. He's a genius. And we're manufacturing these systems here in the States, in Pennsylvania. It's bold red. And the whole system, it's a complete Eurorack system that includes envelope generators, VCAs, filters, whatnot. But it's built around a very innovative product called the Lizard module, which is it's many things in one. It's a sequencer, it's a VCO, and it's a multiplexer. It's a digital VCO running at 2 megahertz sample rate, which is too high. It's way higher than audible range, and it ensures that the module responds to incoming CV the way that a analog module would respond. There's no band limiting or aliasing, and so it's extremely high quality digital module with all the waves perfectly mathematically symmetrical and all that, and it has 6 modes of VCO operation. So there's so much to show and not that much time, so I'm trying to blow through some of these VCO modes quickly. So I'm going to turn up the volume here a little bit. And the first mode is wave drawer mode. As you see on the oscilloscope over there, you can draw your waveform by moving 8 segments around, and that will emphasize different harmonics, and you can really hone in on a particular timbre that you're looking for. The different types will sweep backwards and forwards, which gives you this symmetrical sort of shape that is also very, very flexible as far as what you can do tone shaping wise, right? So, and then you get random, which is kind of like noise. You get this very low bit rate kind of digital noise, and then as you go up in frequency, it becomes more like analog white noise, right? So that's mode 1. Now mode 2, the knobs change function, and what happens is now the segments are animated, and the knobs change the speed with which these segments animate, and that makes it a very vibrant morphing waves that's always changing in as different frequencies and harmonics phase in and out and fade in and out. And you can go even up to audio rate on some of these. And again, you can do some really weird sounds. It goes backwards and forwards, gives you another possible variation. And then random again is a noise, but it's a noise that sort of living, sort of breathing. It's not static, it's changing because you're moving all of these segments up and down. Now, number 3 is super wave mode, so you can add 4 additional saw waves to one central one, and then the upper knobs animate the phases. So you get this really nice mellow analog sounding super saw, right? Which I can connect the keyboard to it real quickly and sort of play it. And that's with no filter or anything. It sounds super nice. And you also get the super triangle and the super square, which I particularly like down low. It's a super fat sound right there. So I especially like that one. And then the last one is a very aggressive sound, almost distorted. It's like almost like a distorted guitar kind of a sound. And now mode 4, you get different harmonics. So right now it's octaves. Then I can add a fifth. I can add another octave, and I can add a third on top of that. And the top knobs animate those phase relationships. Now mode 5 gives you the normal, if you see on the scope, just the normal saw, triangle, sine, and square, which you can manage the pulse with. Now if I go back to the sine, I can illustrate what I was saying about how the high sample rate allows you to do FM modulation the way an analog VCO would respond. So I'm sending in another sine wave here from the multi-waves, and you get this really smooth, fluid kind of FM response. Like that. And then the last mode is really interesting too. It's the chord mode. You get a central oscillator, and you get 4 volumes for 4 additional ones, and here you can turn their pitches. So you can tune it into a chord, like that. And you get the triangle wave chord, and the square wave, a little bit louder. And finally, the multiplexer section the whole time is sweeping through these inputs and sending them sequentially to output number 2, which is always available. So it's like a third module, right? You have the sequencer. The first 2 modes that I showed you, which is the wave drawer mode and the animator, the LFOs, those also work in sequencer mode. So then it becomes a modulation source. And the whole time the module is also sending these inputs to these outputs, which can be modulation sources, into an external VCO, or they can actually even be audio sources that you're sweeping through, and they can be swept through 1 to 8, 8 to 1, backwards and forwards, randomly, and CV addressable. There's a mode that lets you send CV and address which of the wave inputs is going to the output. So I hope that was understandable. Let's try. Normally it's a 20-minute demonstration that I just tried to do in 3 or 4. So I hope it was comprehensive. And there's a lot more. The multi-waves module is 6 modules in one. It's got 3 LFOs, a VCO, a sample and hold, and a noise source. And the overfolder is also a really cool module that does wave folding and folds the folded wave. So you get, it's a very unique folder that does some gnarly basses and stuff. So those are the 3 more unique modules we have. The others are more vanilla, basic ADSR, VCA type stuff that just complements the system to make it work as a standalone. So I hope that was comprehensive. Thank you. And again, Vinicius Electrik. These synths are designed in Brazil and manufactured in Pennsylvania. Thanks a lot. See you again. See you soon.